you know, hip hop being a young man's game is kind of a thing of the past now. Not as much, it still is, but the ceiling has been pushed up. That age limit ceiling has been pushed up just because of the fact that, for example, if you were a 30-year-old rapper once upon a time, back in the golden era, 90s and whatnot, you're considered an old rapper. Jay-Z, as I was saying before, was 26 when he released Reasonable Doubt. And at one point in time, that deemed you to be a late bloomer. Now, you can release an album in your mid-30s, a debut album in your mid-30s, and it ain't even gonna be frowned upon. Nobody's gonna bat an eye. Nipsey Hussle, rest in peace, released his first album at 32, from what I believe. Is he 32? Yeah, 32, I think. Born in 85, 2008, yeah, 32. And Victory Lap was highly anticipated, well received, Grammy nominated. So it's evolving. As hip hop gets older, you know, those
Victory Lap was a great album.
Yeah, Victory Lap was an amazing album. I was mad it didn't win a Grammy, but
yeah, me too.
You know, those limitations kind of dissipate a little bit as far as age goes. You know, in terms of thinking that you're too old to start or thinking it's too late or whatever, as hip hop gets older. Hip hop is in its mid-40s now, so it's a beautiful thing.
Millennial.
Yeah. You know, it's an ever evolving thing. So just to name a few.
That's why it's the age of the millennials now.
Yeah, exactly.
All right.
I mean, but keep in mind, the newer artists are no longer millennials. If you were born in 1995 and on, you're considered I believe a generation. Is it Generation Z? I think it's Generation Z. Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I think.
Well, I was born in '89.
You're a millennial. Yeah.
Yes.
You're a millennial. Yeah.
Millennial, baby.
I'm an early millennial.
Yeah, you're OG and millennial.
You're a mid-range. You're a mid-range millennial. Yeah.
Yes, sir. All right. Let's see. Question number 3. What year did you start rapping?
I started rapping in 2000, which means that I've almost been doing this for 20 years.
Wow, that's amazing.
I started rapping when I was 16. 16, yeah. So I've been doing this for 19 years. I was just thinking yesterday about how 1999 was 20 fucking years ago.
That's crazy.
That's insane.
Yes.
You know, I had just gotten back into the country around this time in 1999. That's when I really started to get into hip hop. So the first albums I bought, at least on CD, were Cool Breeze, East Point's Greatest Hit. I
never heard of that.
Yeah, Cool Breeze is an artist from Atlanta, from I believe, from East Point. He was part of the Dungeon family.
The Dungeon family.
He didn't cuss at all. And
that's awesome. I love when rappers don't cuss.
Yeah, that shows true skill, right?
Yes. Not
the shit on the rappers.
Well, yeah,
do, because I cuss too, but
right, me too sometimes.
Cool Breeze was an artist that he was an artist whose album was one of the first albums I bought, and he had this hit on the radio called Creatine. And it was on Rap City's top 10
getting that workout.
Yeah, right. It was on Rap City's weekly top 10 list. I think it was number 1 for a few weeks.
With Tigger, Big Tigger. I used to love Rap City.
Rap City, The Basement.
Yes.
BASSMENT.
Man, everybody knows about The Basement. That was the shit back in the
Basement.
day.
And the other album, so I got two albums at the same time. That and what was the other one? Rough Riders, Volume 1.
Shout out DMX.
With Down Bottom, and What Y'all Want, Rough Riders, not Rough Riders Anthem, what was the first one called? Ride or Die, with everybody on there.
With Eve.
Yeah, with Eve, Chic Luch,
yes.
the whole Locks, DMX, Dragon One, all of them. But
I used to love when they bust out the videos with the 4-wheelers and all the bikes.
All that. But those were my first albums I bought, and that was 1999. That was 20 years ago, and then the following year I started rhyming. It was just insane how much time passes,
That's awesome.
But yeah, it's flown by.
Those are both great artists. I love DMX and what was it called? It's Dark and Hell is Hot.
Dark and Hell is Hot. Yeah. Yeah,
that was poetic.
That album to me was kind of a soundtrack to some of my fear.
Yes.
Because I'm gonna be honest, I thought that the world was gonna end in 2000. So I used to listen to that album and all those dark.
Oh, I remember when they were saying that.
Yeah, because there was, on one hand it was Y2K, and on another hand it was Nostradamus predicts that the world, and all the cataclysmic.
And then it was the Mayan calendar end date.
Mayan calendar 2012. And
we survived that.
We survived that. Oh man, but yeah. Anyway, I digress. But yeah, never thought that fast forward 20 years, I'd still be doing it. Just goes to show, no limitation.
Well, thank God that you are still getting those beautiful messages out. So
appreciate that.
To the world.
Definitely.
Let's see. Sign or start your own label.
Everything is not for everybody. You see an artist who sign but have partnerships. You see people who start their own labels and don't succeed. So I think that the real answer to that question is whatever is well within your ability to succeed. If you either have the right team around you, well, you always have to have the right team around you, but if you have a plan to execute to succeed, I think that either way can be beneficial for you, just as long as you know what you're getting into and you're not getting screwed over. Personally, I would never sign. If, just based on what I know about record deals and that type of thing, major label record deals, I should say, I've never actually wanted to be signed to a record label. That's just never been, in my plans or my vision. I've always wanted to operate independently, and that's all my heart's ever desired. I've never had any interest in, nor have I ever seen any benefit or any sense for me to report to somebody or to have somebody trying to tell me what to create or filter out my creativity. That's just, I'll admit I'm kind of a borderline control freak when it comes to what I want to output.
Yeah, and there's nothing wrong with that, because that's what your movement is.
That's what my movement is. So that's, I direct.
How you do your thing.
Exactly. So I direct all my own videos. Like I was telling you, a couple weeks ago, I direct all my own videos.
I respect that, because I do the same thing.
For sure, yes. You know what it's about.
I like to do my own shit.
Exactly. Even if somebody else is shooting it, I tell them, basically every step of the way, how to piece it together. I just have to have that control.
Have to be director.
You know what I mean? So I make all my own beats.
Because it's your vision.
It's my vision.
That you're trying to display through your vision.
So I make all my own beats so that I don't have to rely on people and wait on people for production and that type of thing. It puts a lot of strain on me just as far as bandwidth and, time, but I feel like it's better that way.
Yes.
So I just like to go the independent route with all these different facets of the art.
Yes. Independent gang.
Sure.
Let's see. How important is expressing yourself through art?
Extremely important. I'm not somebody who gets super vulnerable. I don't really do that in my art either. But I'm not somebody who necessarily, I don't trust everybody, and I know it takes me a lot to know who you are to be able to tell you certain things. But, it's just generally, I think that for me, it's not to sound cliche, it's a therapeutic thing to be able to channel any frustration or energy of any sort that I need to through the music. If you listen to my songs, I'm very, gruff with my delivery. If you hear me talk, you're not necessarily gonna know that it's the same person, because I'm very, I don't know if I would say monotone. My voice is very deep. I have to make an effort to project and all that. But when you hear me rhyme, it's raspy, it's gruff, it's very raw, and it almost sounds high pitched. So that expression, just from hearing that, you can identify how important that expression is to me, because I'm letting that energy out no matter what the topic even is of the song. I'm not getting emotional on tracks or anything like that, but you can tell I'm channeling my energy through that, through that lyricism and all that, and the energy on the song. So it's essential for me. I frankly don't know what I would do if music wasn't a thing that existed.
Yes, definitely. Sacred vibration.
Exactly. Spiritual thing.
Let's see. Which brings us to the next question. What is the most difficult thing about being an artist?
Time, for sure. I do work, so I'm not currently able to devote all my time to it. Reliance. I think I try to minimize my reliance on others. So I'm not an engineer. I'm not, I obviously can't control when people get verses back to me and all that. So there's certain things you're obviously not going to have control over. And then, in addition to that, mystery. I kind of try to balance things out. I try to stay private as much as possible. So I'm not somebody who really puts my personal life out there like that. And so that can be difficult to balance out too. We live in a city that's not super large. So, it's easy to run into people in that time. And I'm not worried about it. I'm just kind of naming it off. What else? I think I struggle a little bit with trying to be as punctual as possible when every artist necessarily doesn't. People aren't always on time. Sound check is something that, for example, when you go to a show, has to be smooth. Get there, sound check, boom, next artist. All right, how's this mic? Check. Sound good? All right, boom, next artist. We're done. 15 minutes. That
you have to respect the artist's time block.
You have to, and that type of stuff doesn't necessarily happen. That frustrates me. So I think for me, to answer that part of the question, frustration. I find myself getting pretty impatient and frustrated with things along those lines. But that's something that I'm constantly working on too. Is just general patience. So
yes, patience is key.
It comes with the territory. I'm not gonna be able to change people's behavior or anything like that. It's just something I'm gonna have to expect.
Yes.
So obviously, on my upcoming LP, I have a line that opens the song where I say, "Prepare for occurrence not to move smoothly, but still have faith it will." And that kind of goes back to what you were saying about preparing for the worst. We have to prepare for the worst. You're not going to be able to control every circumstance. So that's extremely important, and you just have to develop patience. It comes with the territory.
Yes. Yeah, it's just the nature of the business.
Sure.
People forgetting flash drives, forgetting this and that. Got to turn
forgetting
around.
The hard drives. Exactly.
That happened to me this morning. I don't got my mic. As KPW, if you go to his shows, you'll see he carries around a wireless mic sometimes, so his own mic.
I encourage every artist to do that. Invest in one. You will love yourself for it.
Yes.
No tripping over chords.
It's like one of your babies.
Yeah.
One of your pets.
Sure. Hell,
you gotta take care of it.
I'm not on stage. The thing is in my pocket.
Yes. All right. That's awesome. He brings his own mic to the cipher.
Gotcha.
Every time.
Gotcha.
What's the most important thing about hip-hop?
The most important thing about hip-hop to me is authenticity.
Yes.
Truth.
That's a good one.
Not perpetrating as if you're something that you're not, and not disrespecting it, not disrespecting the art form. I think that if you can't be authentic, then you're automatically disrespecting.
Oh, I'm sorry. I actually have till like 2, I think.
Yeah.
I got to double check, but I think
first time.
Right. What time do you have till?
I probably have until about 12.
Okay, perfect. All right. Was that a pretty good answer for you on that one?
Yeah.
Okay, that was a good one, by the way.
Sure.
Authenticity. All right, next question. What is your favorite era in hip-hop?
My favorite era in hip-hop is probably, as far as what influenced me, probably the mid to late 90s. This is probably subject to change because a lot of good music has come out within the last 20-something years or so, within which I've been rapping. But I'd probably say the mid to late 90s currently.